Okay, so what we're doing now for these notes is we're continuing section 9.4 and 9.5, and now that you've practiced being able to label and identify ratios, now we're going to use those to find missing sides. So go back to your same notes from this section, and let's go here. Okay, so we need to start with our steps. So our steps, step 1 is to circle the angle. It's either the angle you're given with a degree in it, or it'll be the angle that you're looking for with an X, which we'll get to later. But you need to circle the angle, and it's never a 90-degree angle. It has to be acute. The next thing you're going to do is you're going to label your sides based on your circled angle. Then number 3, you're going to pick, whether it's sine, cosine, or tangent. And then number 4, you're going to set up your proportion. So you're going to set up equation and solve. And I will say this a lot. I will say circle, label, pick. That kind of tells you the steps you need to do. Okay? All right, so let's go ahead and try a couple of these. So step 1 is to circle. So I'm circling this angle. That's the angle I have. Step 2 is to label. How is this X related to 22? Well, that's the opposite. How is this 15 related to 22? Well, that's adjacent. If you notice, I'm not labeling a blank side. If you label too much, it makes it harder to choose. Okay? And so remember, we are choosing based off our SOHCAHTOA. And so for this one, I have an opposite and adjacent. Well, that's tangent. So it's the tangent of my angle, which is 22. And tangent is equal to opposite over adjacent. Okay? Now what we're going to do is we need to use our calculator to find out what tangent 22 is. The trickiest thing is I can't really show you on here. You need to start off by making sure your mode is in degree. So find the mode key and hit degree, so it's DEG. And then from there, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to type it in. Tangent 22, and that gives me 0.404. I'm going to write 3 numbers. The more numbers you write, the more accurate it is. And now I just need to get rid of a divide by 15. And to get rid of a divide by 15, I times by 15. And so I can find out that that side, oops, I forgot to close my parentheses on my calculator, is 6.06. You're going to get strange decimals for this lesson. We're not going to have radicals. We're going to have decimals. Okay? All right, so let's look at number 3. Remember, you circle. You label your sides. This is the height, and this is adjacent. And then you pick. So based on these rules right here, A and H, that's right, that's cosine. So it's the cosine of my angle, and my angle's 52, is equal to AX over H, 21. So now I'm going to go ahead and find the cosine of 52. So cosine 52 is 0.616. Because it was a 615 and then a 6, I rounded up to 0.616. And now I just get rid of a divide by 21 by multiplying by 21. And so X, oops, I don't know what I did there. There we go. So X is 12.93. And again, you're going to have funny decimals, but that's okay. So circle, label, pick. Okay, so now that I've done 2, you're going to set up the next one. You're going to circle, label, pick number 4, and set up the problem. When you think you have it set up correctly, press play. So you should have circled your angle, 38, and labeled opposite and adjacent, and you should have picked tan. So I set it up. Tan is equal to opposite over adjacent. I'm going to go ahead and find out what the tan of 38 is, and it is 0.781. Now, my issue is I can't have an X on the bottom. So whenever I can't have an X on the bottom, I just flip it. But if you flip one side, you got to flip the other side. So this becomes 1 over 0.781 equals X over 8. to get rid of a divide by 8, I'm going to times by 8. And so now it's 8 times 1 divided by 0.781. So essentially it becomes 8 divided by 0.781, which gives me 10.24. All right, try number 5. Same idea, circle, label, pick, and then see if you can solve the whole thing. You can't, it doesn't get any harder than this one solving. It's just that extra step of flipping upside down, and this one may not have it. We don't know. But see if you can circle, label, pick, write your problem, and then solve it. Okay, so you should have circled the 49, labeled your opposite and hypotenuse, and picked the sine. And so now sine of 49 is 0.755. And again, look, my x is in the wrong spot, so I'm going to flip them. So I'm going to get 1 over 0.755 is equal to x over 12. And then to get rid of a divide by 12, you multiply by 12. And so now 12 times 1 is 12. So it's just 12 divided by 0.755, which happens to be 15.89. And that's it. Just remember the basic steps. Circle your angle, label the side you're given, and then pick your ratio. And then from there, you write your problem and you solve it.